Hey, if you have a child that's aged 0 to about 8 years or so, then this video is for you. I'm talking about colors, abstract thinking, higher order thinking, and making it fun. Okay, so I may be dating myself, but some of you may remember a game called Punch Buggy. And you know, if you're riding in the car and you see a Volkswagen Beetle, you would give your brother, your sister a little tap. Well, a variation of that game that we used to play is sometimes, instead of just a punch buggy, it would need to be a punch buggy of a certain color. And that's something that you can do with your child while you're riding in the car to make learning interactive and maybe pull them away from a screen. So it doesn't have to be a Volkswagen Beetle. Of course, it can be any vehicle, but you can go on an exploration of vehicles that are blue, vehicles that are red, vehicles that are orange, etc., etc. And it can begin with just identifying those vehicles. So if you have, say, a 6-month-old, of course, they may be challenged in identifying a vehicle, but that doesn't stop you as the parent from pointing the vehicles out as you pass them by or as they're parked on the side, and just kind of think out loud so that the child can hear you reason, hear you process, hear how you describe certain colors. And all of that language, all of that conversation, all of that information, that knowledge is being soaked into that child's brain. So even though they may be younger and haven't gotten language acquisition and not speaking yet, trust and believe they are learning from you, and that's a great experience. So let's fast forward a few years. Your child is 3 or 4 years old and they can talk. And you're having conversations. And when you see a car now, say you're looking for a blue SUV. And so you see a blue SUV and you identify the blue SUV, and now you can ask the child, here's a language extension to this activity. Describe that vehicle. Describe its color. What kind of blue is it? And then maybe your child says, well, what do you mean? Well, is it a lighter blue or is it a darker blue? And then you can start to have conversations about nuance, about hues. And these are abstract types of thoughts and processes that you're having with your child. And even though you're just talking about colors, you're having them to describe colors. So that's a language extension. You're using descriptive words, adjectives. And in addition to that, you're having them think outside of the box in terms of, okay, it's not just blue, but is it a royal blue? Is it a navy blue? Is it a sky blue, etc., etc. And so these types of conversations, I can't emphasize enough, are so important to have with your child, and to make it a game, make it something fun, make it something interactive as well. So you hook them in with the interactivity of the game, and then you take their thinking to a new level with the conversation and the follow-up question. So after the car is identified that's blue, now where does the conversation go from there? And that's where you're able to take it to a higher order of thinking, reasoning, processing, abstraction, and it's wonderful. And one last thing, even if you have a child that's younger, say 1 or 2 years old, and you're doing a lot of this kind of talking to yourself out loud while they're listening to you process what kind of orange that is, trust and believe these kind of conversations you're having, whether it's a dialogue or a monologue, are going to come in handy when it's hardcore homework time and you're dealing with much more difficult concepts. You will have built up this muscle in your child, and also this rapport between the two of you, where you are accustomed to having conversations about learning. You are accustomed to having conversations about educational topics. And so when it comes time to breach more difficult concepts, your child will be more prone to have patience with you. And I think as the parent, it will help you to have patience with the child because you've had this long-standing relationship of conversation around learning. So, Mr. Jones, the esteemed teacher, thank you for your time today. If you enjoyed the video, if it's been helpful, please like, please share with other parents. Please comment below and let me know other content that I can provide that might make your parental life as the #1 teacher in your child's life a little bit easier. That is my hope and that is the goal. So take care. Talk to you soon.